America. If we do not know this history, we will not only repeat the mistakes of the past, but we shall make new and bigger mistakes in the future. We're already seeing some of that right now. But I also want to make it clear that part of what makes our school unique is that it actually links back to what Ms. Simkins herself did during her lifetime. I think Brett has told me before about how in the late 1940s, Ms. Simkins actually taught a freedom school here in South Carolina. Some of the same things they discussed back then in the 40s are the same things we're talking about in 2024. Not just racism, but structural racism. Not just class issues, but also labor issues, labor rights, and human rights. Brett again mentioned the SNYC conference, Southern Negro Youth Congress conference in Columbia in 1946. If you ever go back and read some of the remarks by W.E.B. Du Bois at that conference or others at that conference, what you'll find is that the dreams and fears of those living in the post-World War II years are very similar to the dreams and fears we have right now in 2024. The bad news is that fascism finds a way to simmer and fester and to stay around and hang around. The good news, though, is that we have folks like Modjeska Simkins to look to for examples of how to fight and defeat that fascism. Because goodness knows we need examples of heroes, especially right now. This is not to simply glorify Mrs. Simkins. This is to make it clear that she is the type of person we all should at least emulate and learn about. At the end of the day, if you live in South Carolina, you are not just living in a state that was influenced by a John C. Calhoun or a Ben Tillman or a James Burns. You are also living in a state that was affected and impacted by the rebels in Stono, by Robert Smalls, by Septima Clark, and by Modjeska Simkins. We have a lot of work to do in this state. And again, the Modjeska Simkins School of Human Rights is trying to play a role in making this state a better place for all of us to live in. And again, on a personal note, I have to say that teaching the Modjeska Simkins School since 2019 has been the most important thing I've done in my entire life. More than having a tenure track position, more than writing for various publications, more than anything else that I do, when I am in this room teaching students who are either here or on Zoom, what I feel is a genuine love of history from our students and a genuine love of humanity from our students as well. Because if you want to learn that true history of South Carolina, what you're actually saying is, I want to make a difference. I want to make this place a better place. And so we honor Modjeska Simkins by being here this evening, but we also honor her by continuing to fight to learn history, to learn the true history of South Carolina, to learn a people's history, a grassroots history of the Palmetto State. Because it's not just about